рисовать. Спасибо тебе, познакомился.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. So glad to have you join me on this live stream tonight. Yeah, as usual, my name is Harry, lead designer at Graceville Solutions. Yeah, so it's great to have you join us tonight. I hope you are going to find a lot of value from your time with us here tonight. So this is a very, this is going to be a bumper package. It's a 2-in-1 package, yes. we're going to work on a project, and also we are going to, there's a bonus I'm going to give to my viewers tonight, as soon as that will stay to the very end of this stream. And especially if you're a CapCut user, I have something bumper for you, right? So you want to stay to the very end of this broadcast. Yes, it's something that is going to blow your mind. For those who use CapCut or video editors or content creators, you definitely don't want to miss this one. So I'm sure everyone can hear me loud and clear. Yes. Right. So welcome once again. All right. So welcome once again. Like I said, my name is Harry, lead designer at Graceville Solutions. Right. All right. So let me just show you what we're working on today. Let me just give you a brief, prelude to what we're working on today. Yes. So this is what. Oh, okay. Before I do that, let me share my screen. I forgot that. Let me share my screen. Yes. All right. So this is what we'll do. I'm sure everyone can see my screen right now. Right. So this is what we're working on. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Hold on a sec. Let me check this. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is what we'll be working on today. It's a car. It's a brand, a poster for a car brand. Yes. So this we'll be working on this today. We are going to create this poster from scratch. Yes. So I'm sure we're all excited. We're looking forward to this already. Yes. All right. So these are the assets we were using for the project, right? Okay, so let's go straight into Photoshop and start creating. Now I created this assets. I generated it using an AI prompt. I generated this asset using AI, right? Yes. This is an AI generated image. I didn't get it from any stock website, right? So if you want to get the prompt I use to generate this, probably at the end of the video, I'm going to drop it, or I'll put it in my Telegram community. So if you want to be a part of that, you can. I'll leave the link on somewhere, as a pinned comment. Or if you want to join our WhatsApp community as well, that's fine. You get access to this prompt and these assets. I do a lot of giveaways on my community in terms of resources, tips and tricks. So some things that people that you get as premium service on other platforms, I give that for free here because I believe in not gatekeeping, right? So join our Telegram community and WhatsApp community for a lot of freebies and giveaways. Right, so let's get straight into it. All right, so we'll be using a dimension of Okay, let's just go. So if you are not new to Photoshop, you already know that the first thing you have to do is to create a project and a new project, yes. And you can do that by going to your file option right here, and you go to file and create new, or just press the combination Control N, right, to create a new project. So for those just joining us, I said there's going to be a huge bonus at the end of this live stream. Yes, I'm going to share something. It's for video creators. If you're a video creator, a video editor, and you use CapCut, I'm sure you stick around to the end because there's something bumper coming up. Right, so I'm going to use a dimension of 1080, which is already there, 1080 pixels by 1080 pixels. And yeah, resolution of 300. Oh, sorry, 300. And I think leave other settings at the default and just click create. Create, yeah. All right, so next up, I'm going to bring in our project, our image. Yeah. So if you're just joining us, you can kindly share the link as well. Let other people get to see this, get to know we're live. Share it to on your Facebook and YouTube and WhatsApp status. So let other designers know that we're live. You can also give this live video a like, share as well. All right, so I'm going to bring in the project image, the central image. This is the image we're using. Right, so there are a couple of ways to bring in assets into Photoshop. You can either use I think I explained this morning during the live this morning. You can either use the file and the place embed option. You can either use place embedded or place linked option to import assets into Photoshop, or you can just do the classic drag and drop. Right, so you can drop your questions in the comment section if you've got any. I will attend to them as we go along or before the end of the stream. Right. Okay, so next up, I'm going to label this as my image. So like I always say, it's good practice to always rename your layers. I'm going to just say this in the car image. Right. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my logo, the car, one of my assets, the assets. Now I will also give away this PSD file in my community as well. At the end of this live, I'm going to share the PSD file in my community. So ensure you're there. Right. I'm going to drag this logo and bring it into Photoshop. Yeah, and then I'm going to resize. Now, if you notice here, the logo is hidden, okay, because it's a black color and it's not that obvious, right? Okay, on the image. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of this logo to white, right? So you come to the layer right here. Okay, you come to the car logo layer right here, and then you go to your blend. You right click. Okay, let me zoom out. Now you right click and then go to blending options, and then you have a couple of options here. I won't be able to start explaining each of them now, but you come to where you have color overlay. Yes, so this is it. Now, the function of this color overlay is to change the color of something, especially images, okay, or text that you've already rasterized or you've converted to a smart object. So you can use this option to change the colors. So I'm going to check this option. And then now you see that when I click the color overlay tab, you have a color box here, okay? Now you can set the color on the overlay you want. Right, so the option there we have is white. So I'm going to click it and change to, let me just show you how this works. So as you see, as I change the color on the overlay box there, the color on the asset changes, right? I'm sure you can see that on your screen. Okay, good. So I'm going to leave it at white, which I think is better for contrast's sake. Okay. Now, if you notice the logo, there seems to be a white border around the image, the logo itself. I'm sure you can see that clearly. So what I'm going to do now is that I want to erase or take out this white border. So I'm going to give the logo a layer mask, right? I explained during the live I had this morning. I explained how the layer mask feature works. So if you missed that session, I think the video is still on my channel. You can go ahead and watch that session where I explained the function of a layer mask. I'm going to create a layer mask and then take my brush tool. Now you can resize your brush by pressing the left bracket key, or you can either reduce or increase by pressing the left bracket key will reduce, the right bracket key will increase the brush. I'm just going to brush out the white part of this image to get rid of it, right? Then drop my brush tool. Okay. Now you notice that the background keeps each time I want to move the logo, right, the background keeps getting in my way. So if you're facing that kind of situation, what you need to do is to lock the background layer. Now, let me zoom into my screen so you get what I'm saying clearly. Now, if you look at this, under your layers, you're going to see a padlock icon here, right? So now the function of this layer is to ensure that your assets don't move randomly on your canvas. So I'm going to click the layer I want to lock, which is the car image, and then I'm going to come to the padlock icon and then lock. Now you see that there's a padlock icon now beside the assets. So what this means is that the asset would not move randomly, right? It's going to stay at the exact position it currently is. Okay, so let's go back. So let me take my logo now and adjust it. So you can see now that the logo can move freely because I've locked the background layer, right? Okay, so I'm just going to resize the logo, simple. And then I'm going to add the text. Okay. I think I already have it in the document file. I already have the text here. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, the logo text is not there. Okay, I'm just going to type it straight up into. So take your text by pressing the letter T on the keyboard. Okay, and then just type. Now I'm going to change it to white, the same color as the logo itself. And then just position it. Now, if you notice, the text, right, is not still legible, but don't worry, I'm going to show you how to fix that in a moment. Just stick around. Now, I'm going to take my text tool again and add the caption. This other caption. I'm going to go to my WordPad and copy this. Right, and then come to my Photoshop and paste it. Ctrl A, Ctrl V to paste. Right. Now I'm going to group this. I'm going to group my logos so that my layers won't be scattered. So I'm going to call this logo. Like I said, it's always good to rename your layers for proper identification, right? I'm going to take it up. I think there's still a white, if you look carefully, you can still see a white border around the logo. So I think I should get rid of that because it seems to be getting in the way of what I'm working on. So Ctrl B to Okay. Now, when you are using your brush tool, okay, now you always come to, okay, let me zoom in so you see clearly. At the top here, you have a couple of options. You have the opacity. Now, you can adjust the opacity to the level you want. Let's say you don't want to completely get rid of the whatever you want to brush off, then you can reduce the opacity to probably whatever value. But if you want to get rid of the asset completely, you ensure you turn the opacity all the way to 100, right? So now when you brush it, now you see that the white border is no longer there, right? In fact, it's even taking a part of the logo itself. So I can reduce the brush and then just brush around again if there are any leftovers. I think that's done. Okay, so, right. Let me just rasterize this, convert to a smart object. Okay. Right. Let me take the logo up a bit. Okay, so I think somewhere here is perfect. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to add this text. I'm going to copy this text now. Ctrl C. And I can just duplicate this, Alt click and drag. Ctrl A, Ctrl V to paste. Then I'm going to change this to yellow color to match the color on the car. Now that's where, sometimes you have to be creative. Just, use color combinations that will make your designs pop, right? So I'm going to use the same color on the car, right? So I'm going to come to my layer option right here. I'm going to go to my properties panel, sorry. Then I'm going to click the color option and then then I'm going to select, with my eyedropper to pick any part of the car I want to use. Okay, the yellow is fine, right? Now I'm going to group this. I'm going to call it, okay, I'm going to call it main caption or caption. Now, if you look at this, right, you can see that it's not that legible, right? Now, there are two ways to fix this, right? You can either use what we call drop shadow, okay? Maybe I will explain that in another video. You can either use the drop shadow, right? Or you can use what we call the gradient fill. Now, I'm going to show you how to use the gradient fill right now. Now, right down here, you have a couple of options here, right? So I'm going to click this icon to create an adjustment layer, and then I'm going to click or select gradient, right? Now this will give you a little dialog box like this. So I'm going to click the drop down arrow and I'm going to change this to black. Okay, where it says white, I'm going to click it and change one of them to black. And I'm going to click OK. Now you can see that it has sort of casted some kind of dark background on the car image, right? But I don't want the gradient to be on the car image. I want it to be on the upper part of this, where the text is. So what I'm going to do right here is that I'm going to come here where it says reverse, right? So I'm going to click it. Now you see that it has reversed to, it has reversed to the top part of the image. And you can even see that the logo is now pretty conspicuous because you have placed it, okay, a black background over it. Now, but you will notice we have an issue here. It has sort of dimmed out the, okay, let me click OK first. Now, it has sort of dimmed out the color of the text, right? So now to fix this, it's pretty simple. Now, all you need to do, if you look at my layer option now, you see that the gradient is above the text layer, which it's not supposed to be, right? So I want the text to be above the image. So I'm going to drag this, right, and place it over the gradient. Good. So let's come back and see what that. Okay. Let's see. So as you can see right now, you can see that we can read our text, right? It's very legible right now. So I can even, let me see if I can get a much brighter yellow. Okay. Now you notice also that it has sort of dimmed out the image of the car, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take my brush tool, okay, and then I'm going to brush off. Now ensure that your foreground color right here, I explained all this in the live stream I had this morning, so you can go back and watch that video, the live session I had this morning. I explained the concept of foreground and background colors extensively. So I'm just going to brush off this, just brush off a part of it. Ensure you don't take out too much, right? Okay. I can even make this, now I can make this text a little more conspicuous by adding a drop shadow. So I'm going to right click here and I'm going to select the blending options. And then I'm going to pick the drop shadow, select the drop shadow right here. So you can see that it has even, okay, made the text much more readable, right? Now I'm sure you can see the difference. I can adjust the drop shadow, reduce the effect like this, and then click OK. So these are the little things that you need to take note of, because like I said this morning, you shouldn't sacrifice usability on the altar of aesthetics. If your designs are not passing out or are not passing the desired image, then I mean, what's the use? Okay, no matter how beautiful your design is, if you're not passing out the desired message, then it's of no use. So never sacrifice usability or legibility on the altar of aesthetics, right? So let's quickly forge ahead. I'm sure you are finding this live useful. I'm sure you give it a like, and of course share the video as well. Thanks so much for your support. Now, so next up, I'm going to add text, okay, a rectangle layer beneath this. So I'm going to take my rectangle, my shape tool right here. Then I'm going to draw a rectangle just below the car, right? Something like this. Okay. Okay, let me bring this text down a bit. Okay. All right. I can also increase it. Let me increase it. Increase the size of the text as well. Okay. Good. So I'm going to add texts down here. Now I'm going to take my text tool. I'm going to take my text tool by pressing the letter T on the keyboard and type in the word 0% interest. Now remember that when you're designing, you need to ensure that you don't use too many fonts, too many different fonts. No, ensure that you limit your font usage to at least 2 types. Maybe maximum you can use 3, but most times, even there are projects I work on, I use just 1 font all through. Like this one, I'm just using virtually Montserrat all the way, right? I think it does the job for me. So because when you use too many fonts on the project, it just makes it look interesting, right? Okay, and it doesn't give that professional look as well. Okay, so I'm going to change this. I don't want it to be italics. I want it to just be a regular bold text. Okay, I'm going to bring it in and reduce it. Okay. Then I'm going to duplicate it. Now, to duplicate the text, there are two ways. You can either use Ctrl J to duplicate, or hold your Alt key, then drag, right? Because it saves you time. Okay, I don't need to type this text all over again. All I need to do is just to duplicate this and then edit, right? So it saves you a lot of time when you're working. So I can change this text to okay. Then just click again and I can edit it to on select models. So I'm going to change this to white. So you see that my color usage is, I'm just limiting my color usage to basically two colors. That's the yellow on the car and white, and maybe a touch of black, right? So you don't need to also use too many colors on your project. Just limit it to basically two colors, primary, secondary, then maybe an accent color. So like you can see here, I'm using just white and yellow majorly, right? Then with a touch of black as well. I mean, I think black is pretty universal, so it fits into anything. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. And finally, I'm going to add another text. I'm going to duplicate this one and type test drive available. I'm going to change this to white as usual. So if you have questions, you can leave them in the comment section, or I'll attend to them before the end of this broadcast. Right. So I'm going to adjust all these texts, position them properly. From this, select all, right, and reduce it. Right. Now, if you're using Photoshop, I think from version 2020 and above, it helps you to align your text a bit, or to align your assets properly. So you see this pink line. Each time I drag it, you see that pink line. It tells you that your work is properly aligned, right? So this is the center or the centralized point for this asset, right? So it helps you to properly align your projects when you are designing. Okay, so I think the rectangle seems to be too big. I can reduce it with your shift key and just reduce the rectangle a bit. Yes. Then you can also reduce the opacity if you want to. That's fine. Now I'm going to demarcate or separate each of these texts using I'm going to just add a little. Okay, let me modify this text a bit. Available, yes, adjust this. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take, first of all, I'm going to create a new layer. Okay, so I'm going to create a new layer, of course, by pressing this, the plus icon here. This. Now, what I want to do is that I want to use my marquee tool to draw a line to separate these different texts. Okay, so I'm going to go to my rectangular marquee tool. Of course, you can also achieve this using your rectangle tool, right? But I just want to show you different ways to achieve the same thing. I think that's one of the beauty of Photoshop. You can use different methods to achieve the same results, right? So I'm going to click this, and then I'm going to hold my shift key and draw this, right? Then I'm going to come to my color, the foreground and I'm going to come to my foreground and background color right here. Okay, ensure it's on white. Okay, it's on white already. Okay, it depends on the color you want to use, right? So if I want to put a yellow stroke, all I need to do is just to change the color to the desired color I want, but I think white is fine. And then I come to my paint bucket tool to give it a white fill, and then deselect that tool. So you see that we have this little stroke there. Now I can also duplicate this. I hold the Alt click and drag it and position it here as well. Now you see that line I talked about earlier. It has given me, it shows you that between these two stroke, it's 39 pixels, telling you that the distance from the stroke to the middle text is 39 pixels. So there's this balance there, right? So whenever you're designing, you should always take note of your alignment, because it's very, very important as well. So finally, I'm going to, let me group this and just call it rectangle layer. So I'm going to give the free PSD of this project in my WhatsApp and Telegram community, and I'll leave a link to that to join in the comment section, in the description or the comment section or the live chat. So ensure you join after the stream. Right. Let me take it up a bit. So next up, I'm going to add the address. I'm going to bring in the address, the icon, the icon for the address. Right, and then I'm going to resize it like so. Now don't worry, the text, the icon is not legible. Don't worry, I'll fix that in a moment. Right, so now this is our icon, address icon. Now I'm going to take my shape tool and then draw a rectangle. Right, now I want to give the rectangle sort of a round edges, so I can hold, or you need to hold your shift key and drag it inside, right, to give that round edges. Fill. Now if you don't want to use that method, you can also come to ensure that the rectangle is clicked, then you come to where you have your property bar. Under your property tab right here, you can see the shape. So you can also use this to adjust the rounded, to give that rounded edge or edges, right? So you can see that I gave the edges 7 pixels, meaning from all the corners of the shape, the rectangle, they all have that 7 pixels round above them, right? So you can also use this to also give it that round edge feel. Now I'm going to change the color of this location icon. So like I showed you earlier, you come to ensure that the layer is clicked, then you right click and then go to blending options right here. Now go to color overlay, just like I said before. I'm going to pick a color, the same yellow color. Now ensure that whenever you want to pick a color, your color picker tool is your best friend, because you can use it to get the exact color by just navigating to the color you want and then click, right? So it gives you the exact hexacode. If you don't know what hexacode is each color has a code called hexacode, right? So this is the hexacode for this particular hue, or should I say shade of yellow. So there are different hues. So the hue of this have a different code. The hue of this, though they are all yellow, but there are different codes, right? So the beauty of the color picker tool is that it gives you the exact color code, right, for the the assets you want to change the particular color, right? So let's do it again. Let me zoom out. I want to pick this yellow color, the exact yellow color. And now the advantage of this is that it makes your color scheme throughout your project to be uniform, right? So that you maintain the same color scheme throughout. I'm going to take it. Now you see that the address icon is beneath the rectangle. Now, the reason for that is because, like I said before, Photoshop works in layers, right? So you can see that here, the address icon is beneath the rectangle. So what I need to do is just to click the address icon and drag it right above the rectangle. Now you see that blue icon tells you that is the current position the address icon is going to be. So I'm going to leave it there. So let's zoom out and see what happens. So as you can see now, the rectangle, the address icon is right above the rectangle. So I'm just going to resize it like this, like this, like this. Right. So I think this is coming together right now. Then I'm going to impute the address. I'm just going to copy this and impute it. Take my text tool and Control A, Control V to paste. You can resize it. It doesn't look too big. Let me give it an italics. I think a bold italics would be cool for this. Fine. Right. Now you can see that sometimes when you zoom in your text, okay, the writer won't be that legible. So that's something you need to do whenever you are designing. You have to take into cognizance that there are different screens and people have different their eyesight are at different levels. So you need to ensure that no matter how small a font is or a text is, it should still be legible, right? So one way to always do that is to ensure that you use your drop shadow effect. You always apply it to your text, whatever project you are working on, right? So I'm going to apply a drop shadow to the white text so that it will be very legible even at the smallest zoom. So I'm going to right click this, come to blending options, and then go to drop shadow. So you see that right now, the text is now very legible, even at the smallest zoom, because we apply the drop shadow effect, right? Then one final thing, I'm going to add just a little arrow. Let me take this up a bit, Control to select. Okay. I'm going to add, so ensure you stick around to the very end because, like I said, I've got something bumper for you guys, especially if you are CapCut user, a video editor, a content creator, right? So now I'm going to, let me get rid of the background first of all. Now to get rid of your background, use your eraser tool. There are many ways to do it. If you're using Photoshop and 2020 and above, you can just use the background remover tool here. It removes the background in one click. So let me just try that now. So I'm going to click remove background here, and let's see what happens. Okay, still processing. Voila, you can see that it got rid of the background in one click, right? Amazing. So now I need just one of these assets. I don't need the entire asset, so I just need one. So what I would do is that, okay, let me zoom out. So what I would do is that I'm going to go to my marquee tool right here, and then I'm going to select the particular rectangle, particular arrow I want. Let me go with this one, and then I'm going to duplicate by pressing Ctrl J, drop it, and then I'm going to drag the particular arrow. Okay, then deselect and deselect, then drag the particular arrow to where, okay, it's like oh sorry, I think I made a mistake there. Ctrl Z, delete. I just want one of the arrows, but I think it's like it duplicated the entire layer for me. That's not what I want. So let's repeat it. So let me go to my marquee tool once again. Select the arrow I want. Ctrl J to duplicate. Okay, it seemed to bring in the background again, but that's okay. Let's take it into our design. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the background again. For some reasons, the background came back, but that's not the big deal. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, let's see how that. Okay, take my eraser tool. Sorry, magic eraser tool. Sorry, magic eraser tool. This also does a good job at removing the background with one click, right? And that as well. And then I'm going to just rotate the arrow just to tell us that the deal is for that car. It's more, it helps your viewers to properly understand what your project is all about. So every asset you can use to pass your message across. As a designer, you're free to use them. Okay, you don't need to be stuck to a particular pattern. You can always be free to use whatever asset you can to express yourself. Now I'm going to change the color to white, of course, because the black color is not that legible. I'm going to change this to white. And then click OK and OK, right? So now, yes, we are almost done. As it is, your job is done. But let me show you one tip or one trick that can help you make your designs really pop. Now, so when you are done designing, I think this is the end of the design, yes, or the project. Now, when you are done, there's something you can also do to make your design pop. Now, I'm going to select all the layers. You hold your Shift key, right? Click the first layer, then go all the way down, click the last layer. Okay, let me unlock now remember that we locked the car layer, the background layer before, so I'm going to unlock it by clicking the padlock icon, right? That's very important. So I'm going to click the car image, then that's the first layer, then go all the way up to click the last layer, right? So you see that I've selected all the layers. Now I'm going to press Control Alt E. Yes, so I've merged all the layers, right? So I'm going to turn off the individual layers one after the other. Okay, there's something I want to do to show you. Okay, turn off all the layers. So I've merged all the layers into one, right? So we have just one layer. Now, only do this after you're done designing, else you're going to make a mess of your project. Now, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some effect to this by going to my filter option right here. And I'm going to go to, it's like I didn't select it, let me undo. Okay, so first of all, select the layer, right? Then come to filter and then go to camera raw filter. Now this is where some magic happens, so ensure you follow this closely. Now I'm going to add okay, now you see that you have a couple of options here, right? So I'm going to increase the contrast. Now you see that, you see these changes, right? You see the changes. So I'm going to increase the contrast, right? And then I'm going to add some more shadows to make it really pop out. Yeah. Then I can also increase the vibrance. Let's see. You see the colors are coming out, right? So you see the difference, right? I think that's all. And then now you can see that there's a difference before you came to your camera raw filter. Your colors, your design has now really popped, right? So when you're satisfied with the changes, you just go ahead and click OK. And then you save or you export, right? Now let me show you how to correctly export your project. You go to File and Export. Now, if you're, like I said, if you're designing for web, right? You don't want to print your project, use this web legacy, right? To export your project. So click that and just follow whatever. You give your project a name and just go ahead and click Save. Yes, so this is the end of this project. Yeah, so our design is done and dusted. I think this looks really beautiful. Now, to the bonus tip I talked about, yes. So for those of you that stayed to the end, good luck to you guys. You made it. Now, if you're watching by replay, you can also benefit from this as well, right? So the thing is, now, we all know that for those of you that are video editors and use CapCut and all that, we all know that most of the features on CapCut now is now a pro feature. Yes, like you need to have a pro license to be able to use them. Okay, use those really amazing features on CapCut. But there's something I found out. There's a way I figured it out that you can use these pro features even if you don't have a pro account. Yes, you can access all CapCut pro features even when you don't have a professional account, right? So I made a video on that, how you can get that done. It's very easy to follow. I'll leave that video, I'll leave the link to the video in the live chat. I'm going to put it there now, right? So if you're watching by replay, you're going to see it as the pinned comment in the comment section. It will show you step by step how to access all CapCut's features even when you don't have a pro account, right? It's something that would definitely blow your mind. It works like magic, right? So I'm going to put the link right away in the comment section. Or yes, I'm going to put it there right now. This is it, right? So, okay, let me just put it there now. Okay, so the video shows you step by step, very easy to follow. So ensure you watch it to the very end. Okay, you're going to be able to access all these features for free as a CapCut user. So ensure you don't skip any part, because if you skip any part, you may miss the entire process. So I'm going to leave the link now. The link is live now on the pinned comment in the live chat. So if you're watching by replay, you've seen the link as the pinned comment in the comment section, right? So I think we've come to the end of this project. So the link is live now. Yes, the link is live now. That's the link right there on the chat box. So we've come to the end of this live session. I'm sure you find this session useful. So like I said, like I promised, I'll leave the PSD file in my WhatsApp and my Telegram community. So if you want to be a part of those communities, either on WhatsApp or Telegram, I'll leave the links for you to join in the comment section right after this live session, so that you'll be able to access all these giveaways and a lot of assets that you will find as premium. Other platforms or other designers may charge you for this, but I'm giving everything here for free because I believe that we rise by lifting others, right? So thanks for watching and see you next Saturday. Good night and God bless. Oh, thank God.